Okay, I got 10 seconds.
When I say that's a wrap.
All right, it's recording.
Here we go.
Wait, go.
Here we go. We're finally here. Becoming Serene live on Facebook, that is. YouTube, we gonna catch y'all later. We're gonna go and get those edits together. But happy Friday and happy anniversary to us. It is our 27th anniversary, wedding anniversary, that is. Not business anniversary. We have a lot of anniversaries, a lot of stuff to celebrate. But anywho, welcome again, beautiful, to Becoming Serene, another episode with me, your host, Ruth Serene, Debonair Southall, and my absolutely fabulous and wonderful husband, Travell Southall. So, you may be wondering, Ruth, how is this Becoming Serene? Baby, let me tell you. Because this journey, first of all, I have been with this man for over half my life. Married, it will be half my life because I turned 54 this year. So that's tripping me out. That, yeah, half my life I've spent with you. And I thought it would be amazing to share how becoming serene, myself anyway, encompasses everything that we've built together in these past 27 years. So it's kind of like reflective through our anniversary, but it is also how I see myself becoming serene and how you see me becoming serene. So let's go ahead and walk down memory lane, first of all, and talk about how your version of how you approach me or envision being married to me. Let's just call it that.
So long ago. I don't even know.
That's funny. Can you sit up and make sure everybody hear you? Because
we walked down memory lane. I remember. It's crazy. I think I was like 12 when I first saw you.
that's so nice. Okay.
I remember these things.
You really do.
I think I was 12. I even remember what you had on.
Okay.
Yep. And yeah.
So what was it? What are you just keeping it in your memory?
I know.
We're
I remember what you had on.
recording.
For some reason, why'd you have a white dress on? Because she was older than me. She's older than me.
So your memory is fading. Now, he used to say exactly what I had on and
Yeah,
he
he
was
did.
right.
You had a white dress on.
There's a white top.
Yeah, but it was a white dress too.
There's a ruffled skirt.
Oh, was it? When I
What
first met
color
you,
was it?
it was
Oh,
white.
see, let me tell you, the man is slipping. This is, ladies, no fault, no shade to him. I'm not going to even trip. It was red and white polka dots, and you used to say it all the time. And the reason that I remember that is because
Yeah,
there was
polka
a
dots.
Valentine's Day birthday celebration
Yeah.
for one. That's right. Yeah.
But
So you
why do
slip.
I remember the white
Whatever.
dress?
You slipping.
You had a white little bitty dress. I don't know, it was a little short for
No.
church. But, now I think back on it, I'm older than that. So
But
when I
that was the
young,
white leather suit that you used to always comment on. But dude, this is what happens when you have so much business going on and things. Like you,
I remember
I'm
the
gonna
little bitty
let
white
it
dress,
go.
though.
I'm gonna let it go. Whatever.
You're right.
Moving on.
It was a polka dot
Moving on.
situation. You had real
Okay,
thick eyebrows. I was like,
You know what?
both here.
Maybe you don't understand. We're recording.
It's like
I can't.
those thick bushy eyebrows.
I'm about to really hate that I suggested this.
You had a smile that was so beautiful.
Was
Just the
it's
smile.
gone? Okay.
Going back to when we first met, I
All
remember
right.
your big old smile because your eyes were squinch. With
Okay.
that smile,
Okay.
light up a room.
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. Hey, you
Am
asked.
am I gonna sit here and just supposed to ask you questions back and forth this interview?
You're pretty
Lord
good at it.
help me. Okay. So that still didn't answer the question, but yeah, because you're still trying to wonder why you forgot about what I had on. Because when I tell you this man's memory is always stellar until today. It never fails. They wait till the
I'm
camera
almost
is rolling.
positive.
Okay, anyway, moving on.
My memory is not
moving.
shy. I think it's yours because I'm almost positive when I first laid eyes on you, you had that white dress.
It's okay. It
It's
was
cool.
a very long time ago, so we're going to let that slide. Let's see. It was almost 40 years ago. Let's be clear.
That's true. But
It
I
was
remember that.
almost
That's how dope I
14
am.
years ago. Okay. All right. I don't even know where to go from here because that threw me. Like you never got that wrong until now. So we are not going to play how well does
I did not
your
get
spouse
that
know
wrong.
you. I'm just saying. So, my dear, after whatever half story you just told, because I promise you, you didn't go into. I'll tell my version of it. I'll share with you all what he used to say. Because now the man.
How you
is
gonna talk
slipping.
to me?
You stopped talking. Did they not just see you left the story hanging? Anywho, so this is my version of what he used to tell because I don't, no shade to my husband. I adore him. No shade to him. But when we first met, I didn't remember meeting him. I didn't look at him like that. But when we did get together, like how many years later? So it's 98. We met. I was 15. You were 12. Yeah. So okay. So it
9
was
years later, we dated for 9 months.
okay. So let's get to that part. So when he finally asked me out on a date, what had happened was his sister had gotten married. I went to the wedding and saw him in a tuxedo. I was like, okay, he looked nice in the tux. Never ever thought about dating him in that way because as he shared, he was 12 and I was 15 at the time when we met. And then on top of it, I was on my way to college and he was in junior high. Like he hadn't even gotten to high school yet. But anywho, his version of this story used to go. It was so more extended. I don't know. Maybe he's camera shy and I'm just used to talking. Yeah, I'm sure I'm definitely that. But you used to share that after we met, you went home, was like, oh my God, I met her. I met my wife, told everybody who would listen, all your family. And then we didn't even see each other often. Like, but when we did come in contact, you would always make sure you spoke to me and said something. I didn't pay attention to the fact that he didn't speak to anybody else. He said,
Never got the hints.
no.
I will show you all my artwork.
All the art. We
Now, here's
come over
one
to the
thing I
house.
remember.
You can't
Since we
sit back.
Since we live, do you remember
No.
my father did a play
Of course I did.
and
Remember
I
that.
did the whole backdrop?
I
for
did.
you.
No. I
did
wasn't.
the-
Okay.
I painted that
First of
whole
all,
backdrop.
okay,
You sat there.
I
we had
was in
great
charge.
conversation.
First of all, he taking credit for that backdrop. Those of you who went to Tabernacle and we did the I am Lord, I'm sorry.
Who did the backdrop?
And
Her.
I remember getting the kudos for it. The Lord, I'm sorry play.
She don't want me to tell this story. After I
I don't
finished
care.
the huge mural, TS
I did the
style,
work. I remember the clouds. I remember how I did the clouds. You showed me how.
she left with another guy.
I was seeing someone else. We were not a couple. Like,
Still,
I don't even know why you
that's
thought
a
we
grand
were.
gesture, don't you think?
You literally just said it was your father's play.
Yeah, but
Your
I wasn't
dad wrote the
assigned
play.
to do. He was the writer. I was not assigned to do the backdrop.
I beg to differ.
You were, but I was like, she needs some help, and I ended up doing it for you.
I helped.
Okay.
Anywho, yeah, this is pretty much how our marriage goes. I know you like, child, where was the connection? So let me get back to my story because I don't know where that came from. But anywho, my story is that Travell evidently was infatuated. Ruth didn't know about it, right? Okay. Until much later. And then when we did get together and start talking, we exchanged phone numbers after church. And then we talked probably for a month before our first date. Then we went on our first date for Dee's graduation dinner. We went to the Shark Bar. Those of you who know Chicago and Eaton, Shark Bar used to be the place. And I met them there. And he asked me, what would you like to eat? They had already eaten. I got there late. I think I was doing somebody's hair because, you know, I was a kitchen beautician then. And I got there late. And I remember what I wore there. Do you remember what I wore there? Never mind. Because I'm going to be mad.
Green dress.
It was. Oh, he got that. Because the man loves some velvet.
Velvet.
Anyway, so I did wear the velvet green dress there. But when I got there, he's like, what would you like to eat? And I was like, whatever you had. I'll order me whatever you had. And this is our first date. Please remember, our first date. So I got the fried catfish and the greens and macaroni and cheese because Bruce remembers.
And you matched that too.
That's what I was about to say.
I was like, how a little bitty stuff eating all that food?
Not only did I
Imagine,
eat all
I'm
my
a freshly new graduate. I ain't got that type of bread yet. I'm like, oh snap, she taking advantage for real.
Taking advantage.
I was like, hey,
You've been waiting to date me.
I know.
So wait, not only did I eat all my food, but baby, when it was over, I looked at the cake. I was like, so are we cutting that cake? Like, congratulations, D. I'm really proud of you, but
She maxed out.
then we cut the cake. And then we kicked it the rest of the night and held hands, and that was it. We both said, I guess we with the person we gonna marry.
Yeah. Kind of
And
did a
the
sneak
rest is
movement on me.
Whatever. Then the rest is history. So
You want me to
then
sneak
the no, I'm not even when I tell you this man, let's fast forward. So we get married. And then we get our first apartment. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm leading up to becoming Serene. Like, because a lot of people watching this may be engaged, may be newly married. Hey, they may be in a stage in their marriage where they're like, is it still worth it? Like, do we still want to say I do? And you get there sometimes. And I'm going to be honest. We did many, many times. So that's why I'm telling you the beginning, and then we're going to hit the middle, and then we're going to hit the now. So pretty much we get married, we have the apartment, we go through the ups and downs and everything. And then one day I was, just sitting on a train on my way to work downtown and said, God, I want a house. And he was like, well, why don't you ask me for it? You have not because you ask not. And I was like, okay, Daddy, I want a house. And he was like, okay, cool. You know what you want? I was like, I know what I want. I want a townhouse. I want it to look like a row house, kind of like, the Cosby Show, but more modern. And I want it in the suburbs. I get off the train. I'm not lying. I get off the train, and there on one of the panels at the Metro was a picture saying Holden Park Homes coming to Matchison. And I said, those are beautiful. I think I like that. So I told you this story, and I said, hey, we need to go see this, see what this is about. That Saturday, I'll never, ever forget it. We went, and you, as usual, was like, I don't know what we're going to look at this for. I mean, if you want a house, yeah, give me a year or so to save up and to plan it, because he's the planner, and I am the impulse shopper. That I'm still not delivered. But anywho, so we went and checked that out. So what's your version of how this played out? The short, but I'm talking about how it came to be. The short version.
Oh, the short version,
Mhm.
short version is you wanted a house, and I made it happen. And you was right, I did want to save, but like, you always motivated me. Like, you always saw what I can do when I didn't think I can do it, but you saw that I can do it. So I was like, hey, if she believe I can get this house right now, let's see if I can.
What I always tell you, and still always tell you, as far as who you are, you're the what?
In the head.
God is the source, and you're the
Provider.
the vessel.
Yeah.
So I went to my father.
My age are like saying provider.
Provider is
vessel, yeah.
accepted, but yes. So I had the conversation with our father and was like, "Okay, God, this is what I desire." And sure enough, the reason I'm bringing this up is because that was the first testing of our faith and us coming together and. Like you said, me wanting something, but not me wanting it vainly just because I want something. That's like, Sherelle, now I want a Prada purse and now I'm going to pray for that. No, it's because I always, So
that was stuff that we needed. That's why I always appreciate you, because you was never that type that just wanted something to kind of keep up with the Jones. Everything made sense. And especially back then, I was never self-motivated. And so if you would see something and it was like a challenge, it was just something about you. It's like your vibration. I don't know what it was. I guess you could say it stimulated me in a way.
Okay,
that it made me react like, okay, because if somebody else was to bring it to me, like, I'm like, yeah, okay, now I'm not ready.
But that's what we're supposed to do. I have the womb for a reason.
You know,
So-
kind of like naive, you know. And like when I listen to the story of Adam and Eve, if she had, I understood that voice of a woman that you are in love with, like that tone it just makes me react.
Okay.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like
I'm not a man.
I'm going back then
Mhm.
to that challenge. Like to me, I took it as, can she really see something? You know, and it's a divine thing. You know what I'm saying?
The most definitely.
Because like I tell people all the time, I usually don't hear frequencies properly the way I want, but yours I always understood.
Wow.
And so when things start to happen, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, what's next? So I think that's how we work well, you know, kind of like my right hand. They both gotta, because you know I can work with both of my hands.
Yes, he's ambidextrous.
So both hands gotta work together. One fall off the other one. It's always right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I know me and you was doing it together. It was cool.
Wow.
You know.
We're gonna take that clip and run with it with you, me and you doing it together. It's cool. I like that. I'm mad that you having me treat this like a doggone interview. It's supposed to be a conversation.
You know what? I can get this on tape. What made you, out of all the times I thought I made gestures to hook up with you,
Child.
what made you finally say, all right, let's go out? And then to want to keep pursuing, like, because I know my game wasn't tight back then. You know what I'm saying? I know I was getting my stuff together.
He said my game wasn't tight. That's so much. But first of all, I've shared this with him. I think you honestly don't know or
You
remember.
share that with me. I think
See, okay. Let me just share a couple of things. Number one, I genuinely felt pursued. Like usually in Ruth's life, if I like somebody, I would pursue them. I would make them notice me and I would, pretty much take care of them. I'm a nurturer by nature. Everybody who knows me know that. So I would just, I think I like that about this guy. So I'm gonna, make sure I'm sane. And if he has a need, if he hurts himself, I'm sitting up here nursing people and taking care of them. I didn't have to do that with you because I felt you wanting to pursue me, even like you said. The very first thing is that after church, I'll never forget it. I said, okay, you want to go out? Let's exchange numbers. And I went to pick up the church program and tear it off and write my number on it and have you write your number on it. And you were like, I don't do that. You were like, here's my business card. And was it Perkins and Williams? Yeah, so he had his. I was like, okay, job. Okay, this man has a career. So that was number one. I noticed that because once again, I am 20, how old?
at that time, when I first met you,
26?
like,
25?
you were still 25 because I was still 20.
25. Okay, so I'm 25. And actually, he had graduated college before me because it took me a good long while because I started teaching. Yeah, so I'm like, he's established. He got the business card. Okay, you can calm down. It was
salary.
Okay. Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying?
You know when you talk about salary. Okay, so but then when we would talk, because he had a cell phone. He had a StarTAC flip phone.
With a little bitty phone.
And I still only had a beeper. I still only had a pager. It was airbrushed. My pager. Remember, Nikki? We got our stuff airbrushed.
Had that in a 2-way.
Okay, yes. So, yeah, he was all established with a flip phone. And when he would call me, he'll beat me. And I would have to call back on my payphone to hear what he was
Really
saying.
telling
And
me.
because he would say something in French, and he knew I would have to call him back and say, "What did you say?" He asked one of his co-workers who is fluent in French, give me how to say this and these different expressions. So it was like straight up wooing. Like, now that I think about it, I can
Now,
imagine.
You know why I did that? Because we went to that shark bar and you didn't call me back right away. When we went to the shark bar, after that, I thought we had a great time. You didn't call me back right away. So I had to think of a reason to get you to call me back.
Ah,
And you had called me. It was like, what did you say?
I say booked and busy. That's never changed.
I think of a way to get you to call
But
me.
wait, your original question was what made me stay interested. That was that. But again, it was the pursuit, it was the chase. And I'm like, ooh, he's serious. And then, you know how our parents can say things to us and they don't register or hit until much later? Well, my father, who raised 3 sons and 3 daughters, and I'm the middle girl, number 5 out of 6, he would always tell us, girls, marry somebody who loves you more than you love them. Because God didn't instruct a woman to love her husband. He instructed a woman to respect her husband, but for the man to love his wife as Christ loved the church. And I was like, I heard his voice, like in the times that we would talk. But one conversation, I remember where I was standing. I am not lying. I was standing in my bedroom at my parents' house in Country Club Hills. And we were on the phone. And you said, what do you want out of life? And I just went down a long laundry list. Like, I'm going to graduate and then I'm going to do this and I want to do that and da 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 da. And because that's how I am, I've always just had goals. And when I asked you, what do you want out of life? And you said, I want to get you everything you want. That was it, ladies. I was done. I was finished. I was like, what? And honestly, in these 27 years, look at me, Travell. In these 27 years, you have not let me down. Aww. You have not let me down. I have started so many businesses. So many businesses and ventures, and you have not just supported, you've literally financed every last thing, no matter how crazy it was. And that's why he has a lifetime supply of Mary Kay. but, but but no matter how crazy it was, the schemes and the travels, you let me catch flights, you just let me sign up for stuff, start a podcast, and you finance and everything. So thank you.
You're welcome. That's what I do.
Thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate
You did
that,
not lie. You did not let me down. You didn't let my natural father down, and you're not letting our heavenly Father down. So I appreciate it.
And that's how she became
No,
Serene.
baby. That ain't how I became Serene. Because when I tell you, it's a journey. Because
I have financed becoming Serene.
Yeah, okay. But he does. He honestly does. Like, if I say I need some time and I'm about to go get a hotel room for a little while, he's like, okay, see you when you get back. Because he knows my peace is important. Because my peace, like, literally, or my lack of, it pours into the rest of the house. And yeah, he's seen that firsthand when it's not peaceful. Yeah, they've witnessed that. So our journey from that house, I remember when we got the key to our house, and I don't know why I'm wired the way I'm wired, but we got the key to that house and we walked in and you were so proud. I was too. I mean, ecstatic. Like, we're homeowners. And we walked in and you went, how do you feel? And I was like, I feel amazing. And you were like, what are you thinking? And I never ever forget. I said, if God did this, I can't wait to see what he does next. And I stayed in that anticipation. Like,
what is God gonna do next to blow our minds?
Mhm.
And He did. After the birth of our children and raising them in the townhouse, I was like,
Okay, this space has got a little tight. I want to move.
Mhm.
And what did the Lord do then, Terrell? Once again through you. Because I was like, whatever you say, do. Whatever you say, how we going to do this? And Farida was like, girl, why don't you just build a house? And I said, like, somebody just up and say, all right, let's just go build a house. Like, we don't already pay a mortgage. But you had the connections once again.
Yeah, that's what I really had to start really get better at is utilizing my connections. Because
Yes.
one straight phone call solved a lot of problems. Just making one phone call to Nigeria. And he made it happen.
Shout out to Gary.
He made it happen. He made 2 phone calls for me. And what was that? I'm leaving a deposit in less than a week.
Yes, and the crazy thing is I wasn't even at the meeting because usually, you know, I was just like, what do you want? How do you want it? And I'm there to respond, but I had a meeting myself, and before I could even leave the house to come to the meeting, Travell had come back and was like, we're building the house. My stomach just sank. It was like, we're what? And even in the process, like, God just kept being faithful. He's always been faithful. He stays faithful. He that's his nature. He can't do anything less than that. And he's shown himself strong and mighty and faithful, not just in our lives, but even in and through our marriage, because that was 4 years ago.
Almost 5.
Yeah, so
That actually was 5, but it was 5 years ago. But we had the bill, so it's a little over 5 years ago.
So today is our 27th wedding anniversary, and I don't want anybody to think, oh, it's been all sunshine and rainbows, because baby, in year 20,
Yeah. Yeah,
we couldn't stand the sight of each other.
that was bad.
We yelled, rolled eyes, got silent. It was ridiculous. We basically was living in the same house.
Yeah,
No, it was 20 because it
hit the fan.
well, yeah, but it was leading up to 20 because I was like in my head, because that's what some women do. In your head, you say, let's go ahead and celebrate with a party. Even though we can't stand each other. But Travell has never played. Let me just pretend for anybody. Like, he don't pretend with me, and he's sure not gonna pretend with anybody else. And so I'm like, I want to have an anniversary dinner and a party, and let's renew our vows. And you were like, why would we do that? We don't even like each other. And I was like, you're right. So, but I literally was planning. I'm looking at venues. I'm thinking about how to decorate
It was
and
so
all
weird.
that. Yeah, well, because in my head, I was just thinking about, but that's what a lot of people do, even in planning a wedding.
Really?
They can't stand the
I thought it was the weirdest thing ever.
They can't even stand the person anymore, but they envision a wedding more than they do a marriage. And I had taken my focus off our marriage and started thinking about
You
a
even asked
party
me
and
for an
celebration.
to buy you an expensive ring. I'm like, what is you doing?
Whatever.
Like, we need counseling. Like,
But to me, I felt still committed, and I felt that even though it was rocky, that, oh, there's no way it's going to end. So I didn't see it as an end, but you saw, why are we celebrating, and there's nothing right now to celebrate. But I felt the building was what I was celebrating, the leading up to that. So anywho,
okay.
because he was right, and there was no need to party, at year 20, I sought the Lord and said, okay, God, he's right. So what is wrong? What am I doing wrong? And I'm pretty sure it's my reacting. I've always been, pretty much just a kettle boiling over. But anywho, so I sought the Lord and started to pray, not for our marriage. I started to pray about me, like what I needed to do to become the wife that you deserve. And in doing that, then God did what he does best and started speaking to you, I suppose. But in all of that, and then y'all know what happened because, honey, I'm talking about 2020 in March. We got shut down and now we shut up in the house together. Now, Ruth didn't stay in the house. I'm the only one that was leaving. I love being out in the free, fresh air, nobody else on the streets and all that. But we were shut up in the house, and instead of fighting, we started bonding more with one another, with the children and everything. And then God spoke to me and was like, now's the time. I said, now's the time to what? And he was like, you can renew and rekindle your vows and your covenant with one another because it's solid. It's rebuilt. I've restored it. And I was like, okay, so it's COVID. There's no place that's renting.
COVID fixed a lot of people's situations.
Some.
Then we had to deal with each other.
Yeah,
like,
but some people fixed.
Yeah, some people didn't work out.
Right.
But, you know, it was just, that was surreal. Like, but everything changed. Like, it was real. But I'm glad I changed a lot of things in my life. Start educating myself more. Start thinking bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But during that period, things really worked out. It was a roller coaster
My God.
because we was taking a lot of risks, but though a lot of those risks paid off, and it got me focused. You know, so yeah. But it was, you know, years before that, man, it was like a tsunami. Like I was like, hey, God, what you doing? But I needed it because you know I had to restore some things in my life, get back focused that you know I kind of strayed away from. Reintroducing God in my life. You know, just stop doing a lot of things I was doing that I knew wasn't helping me grow. And so, and that's the key, you know. And just like now, when I hear a lot of people keep talking about what they can't do, where you're talking about financial situations, the inflation, and how things is hard, how you know you're supposed to be married. But you know, once you educate yourself, start getting more in the Word, whatever you practice. Once you know really believe and have faith in those things, just start following rules, because everybody, I think,
you'd love to say that.
yeah, but you know, everybody, I think, you hear that divine voice, you hear that voice from God, and you just don't act. It was just when I started acting on it, knowing that I can do it, like I said, and then just hearing your vibration, your voice saying, just always able to see something that I don't see, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said, these last, 2006, these last 6 years has been like crazy. It's been a roller coaster, but it's for the positive.
Mm-hmm.
And just seeing how the kids progress, seeing them develop. Yeah, this last 6 years, I think, was a repairing, building, you know. Because like I said, before that, those last probably 3 years before that was, it's like, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yes, indeed.
All of a sudden you shut in.
Man, for sure. So one of my favorite stories is, you know, I hear from God a lot, but just like you said, do I act all the time? No.
Do you execute?
But when he said, now's the time for you all to go ahead and renew, I said, well, how are we going to do that? There's not a place we can rent and all that.
And she did that as a surprise. I didn't know she planned that. I was showed up one day and we were doing vows.
Well, what I planned, the way I got him was I said, for our anniversary, let's do a photo shoot, a family photo shoot. And he was like, okay. So I hired the photographer and Keisha, her amazing skills. I said, Keisha, you know what? I think I want to do it outside in the park. And she was like, I love that. Yeah, let's do it. And so when God told me to go ahead and renew our vows, I knew our mothers had to be there. So I said, hey, Terrell, I want our mothers to be part of the family photo shoot. He was like, yeah, of course, they should be. So I was like, oh, this is easier than I thought. But I had to plan our mothers being there, done. Of course, our children going to be there, done. But how am I going to get him distracted while I go change and have people come out and invite them? So I used an outdoor venue that is set up with a gazebo and all of the things that we didn't even have to rent. Yes, we had a whole ceremony outside for free. But I did get our guests water and snacks because that's the type of person I am. But Travell knows that I love to take pictures with music playing. So having music in the background was not alarming to him. But shout out to our good friend E Smooth, because Eric came and distracted Travell and took him and was taking pictures of him and video of him, staging it as if it was, promotional stuff for his business. And then Eric led him under the gazebo and was like, stand right here, I'm gonna take pictures. And then people started walking in with their masks on because it was COVID. And Travell looking like, I think something is about to happen, something's about to go, because they were instructed. Because Marie took care of letting everybody know, walk in, don't say a word, just sit down. And they came and they walked in and they were quiet. And then our wedding song came on and I came walking in with a bouquet, another dress and all that. And then the tears started to flow. Do you remember that sensation in that moment and what it meant?
I'm trying to think this whole setup was to talk about renewing our vows.
Oh, we never doing that again.
I was there, that's a joke. I remember the day, but a lot of it's getting a bit cloudy sometimes because it was such a surprising moment. But it was a good day, especially with all that was going on, like with a bunch of uncertainty. And then what was good about that afterwards, it was like a tsunami of blessings started happening. You know what I'm saying?
Not the light went out.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? But it was like a tsunami of blessings started happening because up to that point, it was like, man, this COVID thing is crazy.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, it was cool though. Okay, it's a ghost in here.
Anyway, he on our side. Whatever.
So, but yeah, it was a blessed day. I was glad to see everybody there. Especially now, I was happy to see a lot of those people because me and Jason was talking about this. Like, you gotta either participate in events,
Wow.
or have events to see people because we're getting to that age that people transitioning on.
Thanks, man. Mm-hmm.
And part of one of the groups we're with, a woman named Dana passed away, and we used to do everything by phone. And, it could have been times I could have said, "Hey, can we talk about this over coffee?
Right.
Can we meet to go over this?" But we got so
Wow.
comfortable, DMs and social media just for convenience. And when that happened, it was like the last time I saw it was last year.
Wow.
And we probably did she probably referred 2 or 3 people to me, and I probably, referred somebody to her to it, and it was just that type of,
That's right.
we just comment on social media. So it's like, man, I wish I would have just connected with her.
That's so good.
And like I said, even last year, lost, when I was growing up, my youth pastor, I haven't seen him in years, but he had hit me on Facebook. It could have been like, hey, let me know next time at church or something, or hey, let's go meet, have lunch.
Something.
And I'm trying this year
Yay.
to make it a point, if I can get a actual meeting with you, even in business, like these last, I think, 2 years, I've been really meeting a lot of my clients who I actually haven't met in years.
Let's tell the audience why.
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead
Yeah.
and share once again my role in this.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. You've only been connected to so many people with so many places to go and events that you always shied away from. And
I did.
I'm just like, what is this? What are we doing here? So once again, all of those showing up and everything led to what now? What honor did you just receive?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Man of excellence that shows up and participates. Everything that you just said.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be honest, I'm pretty sure that you felt inadequate, like, because you're still, your humility is unmatched, and so is your integrity, but there is still a dishonor to me when your humility turns into I don't deserve,
Yeah.
but you do deserve. Like,
Yeah.
you're God's son. Like, are you kidding me? You're joint heirs with Christ. Why would you not feel that you deserve this type of
That's true.
just for real recognition? You do. Like, you've done the work. You're doing the work. You show up for people and you go above and beyond.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to talk about the hours that you spend working and getting things right and everything. And
Yeah.
and
Like I said, this, because, I vibe, like I said, I was just eat my muse. But yeah, these last 2 years, just me walking
the
in
fashion
it.
life is great.
Like, you don't have to, like, love it, but just doing it, it really trains you to say, you know what, I do deserve this, or I do appreciate this, or I should be walking in this.
You can make your Snoop speech and
in
say,
this-
I
in
want to
this
give it up for me.
Yeah. And, once I started, kind of doing that, then I really started to say, and it really helps, even when I come home, different things I do, you'd be surprised when you actually, God's been blessing you, but me, I'm always, if this is happening, I gotta be focusing on the next thing because this is gonna fade, and I need to survive mode.
It's all right. It works for me.
It's that thing. Just like I said, T.D. Jakes really stated this really good. He was like, out of all the years I've been in ministry, I never took the time to say, hey, you know what? Today you did something good.
Yeah, celebrate yourself.
Yeah, like even just the simplest thing. That's like, today you actually did something good.
I do that every day.
And me, I'll be myself. I see something like, I could have did this. So I go on, I want to beat myself up mode.
Mhm.
Or I see somebody I think did something better. Like, see, I didn't do that way. So what I did, I reset. And I didn't take the time to say, you know what? This client is very happy. Or if I did something on a personal end, not just look at it as a chore. Oh, we did this. Let me just check that off. Like,
Right.
hey, I need to take the time out to say, hey, you know what? Today I'm just gonna just relax, enjoy the day instead of just like, all right, what do I gotta do? Let me get in active mode, and then next I'll be regretting because I see everybody out kicking it. Especially if I took that day and I said I don't want to do something, I'm working and everybody kicking it, and it's on my dime, and I'm like, I ain't even have a good time with these people. Like, and I paid for it.
I promise you, we couldn't be more different. Because I don't have these problems. I don't think that way at all.
Yeah, you don't.
No.
At least if when I'm with you, you gonna have everything planned, and I can just show up. That's what one thing I do love. Like, I can just show up and stuff is just done. I love that, especially as I get older. It's like, I can just come home. And it carries over because I'll be expecting other people to have that same situation going. I'll be like, they're like, T.S., why didn't you do it? I'm like, hey, usually this situation is done, so I didn't think I needed to bring something because usually my wife will have it. And so if she didn't give it to me, I didn't think to bring it.
Oh, don't even get me started on that.
Hey, you got a Zelle?
Awful.
That is such a bad look.
Absolutely awful. Anywho, because I know you all may be getting tired of us. So the reason, once again, that we are doing this and talking about marriage is because we're seeing and we're noticing and understand the state of our world and the difficulties that we all face in relationships, but especially marriage. Like the enemy comes against marriage because it is a covenantal relationship. It's covenantal, is the word. But anywho, God ordained marriage for a reason. I know and have heard plenty of people saying that they don't want to ever get married. They don't think, that marriage will work out for them. There are some people who I have spoken life into, prayed for, and poured into, that they are not just married today, but they are parents. Congratulations again, Morgan and Larry. But it's so important for you to realize that when I say anything is possible with God, and with God as your center, not just of your life, but of your marriage and your relationship. Restoration is possible, and it's not just possible, it's beyond restoration. He will not just restore, but he will blow your minds, because like I said, at year 21, we weren't even thinking about staying together. But after that, and I told him that after, the house was built and we moved in and everything. And I said, now what if we called it quits at year 21? And Becoming Serene wouldn't be here probably. The businesses wouldn't be just thriving as they are and everything. But because in our natural state, and if we let our emotions rule us, then if we respond emotionally to things like this light going off and on, it's a new day of me becoming serene, that I'm not going to throw that light out the room. Because
she put a keep on her. I just think about
whatever. He surely does know that.
That would have been a gut punch.
Yeah.
Oh,
anywho,
man.
So in our final parting words, these past 27 years, let's say in 3 words, sum up what the past 27 years has taught you of marriage, not business, because child, he will go straight to business.
Marriage, you have to want patience. But to me, I can say the two is patience. And you have to understand. And I think this probably still falls to the patience part. But you have to choose to love again, every so many years. Because as you grow, the person changes. You would have to choose to fall in love with that person.
That's good. If you always saying, I want the old Ruth, I want the over, she's gone.
Yeah, so you have to make a conscious decision
Me too.
to say, this new version who I'm with right now, I'm going to choose to love.
I love that. Okay. I'm going to make that 3. Patience and understanding, and choose to love again and again. And even though I'm giving you these questions, this conversation and everything is literally off the top of my head. These are not planned questions. It's just a conversation that we usually have over dinner on our anniversary. But I'm inviting you all in just so you can see the truth. First of all, everything that could go wrong went wrong, and I want to spaz out. I want to cry. I want to storm out and leave. But for what? Girl, react emotionally. You too old for that. It's not even about even the flickering light. For some reason, I'm thinking the effect it's going to give is going to be amazing. But my 3 things would be that I've learned is forgiveness. Not just of the other person, but forgiving yourself for the things that you've done. Because I do not like regret. I don't like to live in regret or think about regret. So I choose to forgive, no matter what. And then number 2, I would say, and not in any particular order, and please know that these 3 things means that God is the core of all of these. So it's not like I'm not saying, ooh, but literally my prayer life and praying for other people and other marriages and everything made me realize that intercession is necessary and that it's not just about our house. Because a lot of people will feel and say, I'm only concerned about me and mine, but that's not, we're called to literally pray one for another. So interceding and praying for other people and especially marriages and stuff, I saw God deal with us. And my third, which when I tell you, even thinking about it, brings tears to my eyes. I remember the first time you came to me and not necessarily saying no or denying me something. Your response was, I prayed about this and God told me. That was something that you had never ever said before. And so I would always say, like, I'm not going to follow you because you're not following God the way I think you should be. And so you're basically a headless man. How you going to be the head of this house? So when I stopped with my mouth and fussing and telling you what thus said the Lord, and like I said, started asking God to show me what it is that needed to be changed. He was, like I said, speaking to you, and you started to seek God for yourself and develop your relationship with Him. Like, I could not make you do that. But for some reason in my head, it was like, I need to tell you how you're supposed to serve God and follow God. But that's not my job, and it never was my job. So, yeah, those were the three biggest things that I learned. Yep.
All right.
And so I'm grateful. I'm so grateful that we did the work.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful, like the children said, well, Mackenzie in particular said, when we renewed our vows, she said that I saw my parents do the work separately. Like, I saw them work on themselves individually, and how God brought them back together and healed their marriage and healed their relationship. And I couldn't have said it better. Like,
Yeah, I agree with that. All right.
so thank you for year 27, husband.
Thank you, baby.
Can we catch a flight? No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
No, she's not. She's gonna have this conversation with the cameras off.
I am
She got something
kidding.
planned.
Oh yeah, we gonna kick it. We're going to celebrate. But I want to take this time for the world to see and to know that I more than appreciate you. I thank you for choosing me. I thank you for seeing the best in me, even when I was at my worst, and I have been at my worst. Yeah, y'all don't see it, and I don't look strong. But have you all seen those videos of, like, when women are mad, the strength that they get, the things that they can do? Yeah, that's your girl. But even when I was at my worst, and even when I was acting very ugly, you still saw the beauty, I hope. So
My baby Ruth.
thank you for continuing to love all of me and the me that's still becoming. I love you and I appreciate you, and thank you for building the life of my dreams with me. We got this.
We got this, baby.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Becoming Serene. I appreciate you, and I hope everything is well with you, because if it isn't, this is just a season and it's passing. So look forward to the great, because great is coming. I love and appreciate all of you. If you're also in your pursuit of peace as you pursue your purpose, please subscribe, like, and share this with a friend. And we'll see you next time on Becoming Serene. Until next time, stay serene. Happy anniversary.
Thank you very much.
Oh my God.